Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedlys. So the separation rumors are continuing. Right now, it is being said that, yes, it's looking like a split is in the make. And anyways, that Queen Bee Meghan is stung by Harry being all over the globe solo without her. Yes. It has been said they have not been seen together or truly photographed together since Colombia. So that last video drop they did was done and shot in Colombia. That's pretty much has been confirmed. Apparently, allegedly, trucks have been seen outside of Montecito moving stuff out. I don't believe they've lived there, so whatever personal items they have there, they're shipping out whatever they probably did purchase. I don't think they filled it up entirely, but they did some for filming and whatnot. I believe it's been a rental and used for other means and not really living there. So that's been said. And anyways, what else did the article say? They called Harry a hand dog Harry, following Meghan like a lost puppy. Well, those days are now over. He is done and over with. So let's get some energy cleared. And let's get this. I'm just shuffling this way because I need to. I've been doing a lot of readings and other things. So I'm clearing this before we start. There we go. That way I know it's done. No funny business here. Let's see what's happening there. That one's out. Yes. Yeah, he's made a judgment call. And he wants to start dating and finding somebody else. Yeah, he's starting new things. He wants to be his old self, is what the article stated. He wants to go back to being the cheeky chappy Harry, the likable Harry. So he made a judgment call. He knows people have been correct in their assessment of him, such as this channel and other channels. He feels he has his professional calling now. He wants positive announcements. He wants dualities. He feels it's a godsend because it's a value of 2 and a 0, a 20. So 0 is that potential. He's looking for the potential of growth and dualities for a higher calling. He's made the decision. The decision is made that he wants to spark his own energy, his own ambitions, and go for it. He wants to conceive and do a conception of a new journey, a new career. He wants to date. He wants sexy relations with someone else. He wants to use that phallic symbol there. He wants to be given the approval. He wants people to like him. He wants the thumbs up. He doesn't want the thumbs down. He wants to be turned on by life. He feels like he woke up. He finally woke up. He sees the light. His old life is dead now, which is with Meghan. He also realizes some of the old life is dead with the family. This is a transformation has been made in Harry, and he wants to spark new things. He really wants to go for it and blaze his own path with that Ace of Wands. So he's made a judgment call. He's like, I'm done with you. I'm going to find someone else. I can find someone else with that Ace of Wands. I can find dates. If I come back to being cheeky chappy Harry and positive announcements, positive behavior, professional calling, maybe people will accept me. Maybe people will then accept me. Then I can maybe find someone who I feel hot, sexy, passionate relations with, and I can start dating again. So people did call it right. And so he feels like, wow, this might have been my soul's journey here, was to go through this. But he's awake now, fully awake. Meghan's pissed. Hidden energy. He's fully awake. He wants a nurturing female. He wants to find someone like Catherine. Meghan is reverse. But he wants an upright this time. And he wants more of a high vibe, someone who is actually more of a connection to him and who actually truly is empathetic and kind. He wants to choose someone that his mother, because it's the mother card, he has the mother wound, would actually accept his judgment. He realizes that he had this major wake-up call. So here we go. Challenging position. Challenging position is trying to have a good time. Most of them aren't going to be suitable. He knows that now. Okay, I had an unhappy marriage. a loveless marriage with domestic issues. And now he wants peace with that Four of Cups in reverse. Upright is, it just simply wasn't enough. He wasn't enough. There was boredom, disgust, bitterness. He waited and waited. He daydreamed. You know, it's the pain of love, apathy, stubbornness, indifferentness. He knows he missed out on a lot of things. Very unsatisfied in relationships. He's attempting grounding. A lot of domestic issues because she's a DV chick, right? I've talked about this. A lot of hangovers after partying because Three of Cups is first, then the Four of Cups. So he did a lot of drinking and partying, got married, but it wasn't good enough. She wasn't good enough because she wasn't Catherine. She wasn't the domestic goddess that she pretended to be. He wants to spark one with the true domestic goddess this time. Very unsatisfied. Now it's been a turn of events. He's finding new solutions. He can't sit still. This is why he's been globetrotting. Because he's unsatisfied, he's trying to overturn everything. And he's now trying to find acquaintances, people that will accept him. You know, he has this increased awareness now, and now he's in that position of, I'm trying to turn events of what I've done. I'm trying to turn myself around, and now I need someone who my mother truly would approve. He knows that was a big falter here. You know, it was a loveless marriage here, unsatisfactory in the relationship with her. There we go. He just enjoyed when things were fun. Apparently it was fun at one point in time. There we go. He didn't understand psychology. That's the problem. He didn't understand psychology. He didn't listen to his therapist. This is my therapist card of the King of Cups upright. He didn't follow the leader of emotions. He probably feels that he didn't get good emotional advice. His dad was not quite emotionally available. He felt like, you know, so then he went into self-serving mode. He knows he emotionally was a cut-off individual, manipulative, turbulence, not peaceful, very self-serving, and a non-forgiving individual. He also realizes his dad may never, you know, people may never forgive him, okay? The King of Cups upright also for me is William. William is the one that's loved by all. William is the one who's the family man. He's not a family man. Harry doesn't truly have a family. That's a lie. It's a lie. He's been having too much fun. Too much fun, but he now knows, whoa, what, you know, I need to get back to my old self. But I didn't understand. What love should look like. That's why he fell for her. That's why sex was his judgment call, and it was fun, but he didn't understand what he was getting himself into. He thought he was getting a nurturing female there because he didn't understand emotional connection. He didn't understand emotions because he has arrested development, and he's going to say, well, yeah, my dad wasn't quite emotionally there for me. A lot of turbulence and feeling like there was never any peace. So the sex gave him peace. He made a judgment call on hot, sexy relations with what he thought was an empathetic woman. It was a lot of fun until it wasn't fun because there was no empathy from her. And then he shut down his empathy because he's borderline personality disorder. He was able to turn it off. There's that empathy switch, and he turned off his empathy switch. Past position that didn't serve when he was with her with the lack of empathy was planning his life. Going into planning mode. Where am I going to go travel? Weighing the pros and cons of deciding where to put his energy. You know, with that Two of Wands is hoping he needs to make a decision. He knows he's got to make decisions, but he was holding back because he just, for a while there, he was enjoying the decision he made until he realized no one likes him. No one likes him. Okay, I couldn't plan my way out. So that's sort of feeling trapped. That's codependency energy. That's, you know, that is the kind of Six of Pentacles energy of the codependency, sharing resources, sort of this transactional relationship, marriage. And it was all about sex and thinking that, you know, they can have this professional calling and spark it together. And it was fun for a time being. It really was fun for him until it wasn't fun. So that just goes his immaturity, his low emotional IQ with the King of Cups in reverse is a very low emotional IQ. So with that low emotional IQ is you cannot remain peaceful. There's no peace with low emotional IQ. You're constantly in an emotional turbulence without that emotional IQ. And so because of that emotional turbulence, he thought getting good sex and passion was good judgment. But he knew it truly was a marriage of indifference. And just so then he tried to just enjoy the ride while he could, traveling, planning, thought he could plan his life with a cold female who pretended to look nurturing, but realized he didn't get what he thought he was going to get. He thought he was going to be the loving father with a loving mother, but he didn't get it. So now he wants to spark it, get someone who actually can give him what he's seeking. Hidden energy. I'm going to take that one. Hidden energy, glowing up. He's trying to heal himself with the star cards. That's the healing. He now has a bird's eye view path of what he wants. He wants to go for it. It's very healing energy, glowing up. He thinks the universe will bless him if he acts more positive, energetic, enthusiastic, uses good judgment. He will lead to success of glowing himself up. And shutting off his empathy to Megan, who pretends to be the loving, nurturing mother of him. He knows she's not. She lied. Going into the future, whoa, that popped in my hand. Going into the future, he has hope of returning home with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, taking that shame and reversing it. But he is blaming himself for his lack of morals and social ills with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. He's looking for sanctuary. I think he found it in Portugal. He's emerging from bankruptcy. It's the found Jesus position with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. He knows he's doing deep shadow work on himself. So he's getting down to the lack of emotional intelligence that he has, the arrested development, and why he's not being loved by others when he married her. He understands now why people didn't love her, that he fell for the pregnancy. He married her thinking it was good judgment because she faked a pregnancy, which was emotional manipulation. She never was pregnant. So he was hit. The shame button was hit. And so well, let's just become celebrities. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's plan on becoming celebrities, which made him hit real shame avoidant here. He doesn't want to deal with it. He is trying to plan his life. He knows it was socially inaccurate. It was terrible. He feels alienated from loved ones, and he's trying to overcome it and fix it. He would like to return to the fold with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So he wants to return home. He's hoping if he does better, he heals himself, understands his lack of emotional IQ, understands the shame that he got into her because he was he felt like he was a sort of bankrupt individual, spiritually broke. He doesn't want to be in estrangement. Upright is estrangement. He doesn't want to be estranged from his family anymore, but he's estranged from Megan, trying to work on himself. It's because it's the deep shadow work of finding your own self and spirituality and trying to not feel spiritually broke, financially and spiritually cracked and broke in estrangement. He doesn't like the estrangement. He doesn't want to be in estrangement from his family. There you go. He wants to return to the fold, which is interesting. A lot of men, when they do go into estrangement, oftentimes do not return. But Harry was snagged by an emotional manipulator faking pregnancy. Here we go. Feelings in the situation. Feelings in the situation. Feelings in the situation. That popped. A decision. He had a lot of decisions to make. He had to make it now. So it's like times of the essence with the Two of Swords. A very radical decision, very guarded. He's blocking off his heart. He's guarding his energy. It's an intellectual conflict of weighing the pros and the cons. He doesn't want to see her. He doesn't want to feel her. He doesn't want to hear her. I'm blocked off here. I'm completely emotionally closed off, and I'm going to find my place. I'm going to make some decisions now. And I have hope in returning to the fold. Outside it. Wow. There, that wanted out. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So he's dropping her. We don't have children. What children? I did not birth children with you. That was a lie. So there was no seed of life in Megan. But he believed it because she manipulated him to believe so. And thinking he was going to be a father. That's the perfect father. She did not birth him and make him a father. That did not happen. So it did not come from her womb. She does not have a womb to carry a child. It was manipulation. She did it to glow herself up, thinking she had hope and screwing him, thinking he was making the good judgment, but then he really closed himself off. He should have dropped her, stayed with his family, and he realizes this, that he should have stayed because he's got self-awareness now, that he was totally manipulated, but it was kind of fun during when it lasted for a little while. But now he's considered a low-vibe male. He's like the rotten apple on the family tree. He's the bad seed now. And people have to decide whether or not they can trust, whether or not he's got good judgment and he's truly working on himself and he's trying to improve himself and heal himself, return to the fold. Can we trust him? They've got the seed of doubt. Everyone's going to have the seed of doubt for him. And he knows people have to decide. They're going to have the seed of doubt. Has he changed? Has he improved himself? Is there truly hope for Harry? Has he really healed himself? Or is he going to continue doing a rocky path with the star in reverse? He doesn't want to glow down. He likes attention, just like Megan does. Harry's always liked attention. He does antics, immature antics, to get attention when he doesn't get what he wants. This is another reason why he got snagged by a low-vibe female pretending to be his nurturing mother. She used his mother wound, losing his mother to the child. She used that wound. She used a wound to act like she could heal him. But it was all cold indifference and really wasn't the situation at all, as we know. So not everyone's going to trust him. He's got low confidence here with that Ace of Pentacles. Plus, he cannot conceive and make money. He doesn't have it. So he feels like a loser with that Ace of Pentacles in reverse. He does have the seed of doubt. He doesn't want to lose his life. It's a loss of life. He knows that his father here could be in reverse and die from cancer. And he'd like to return before that happens. It's up for debate whether or not Harry's healed enough to allow him in to see his father, because his father has rejected him. Sorry, you're the bad apple. You're not coming in. I know you want to come in, but I've got to debate because you got this low emotional intelligence. You don't seem to understand yourself. You need to heal first if there's going to be any hope here. Fine. Let's see. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Yep, there's Daddy Dearest there. The Emperor, he wants to return. There's decision. You're the bad apple. Hopes and fears is he wants to go back to the royal family. He wants them to restore order for him so that he can align himself with his father and look at his father in a good way. So Dad's going to be like, well, here's my bad apple there, wanting hope. Okay, I am your father. I will do what I need to do. I will help restore order for you. We're going to decide what to do with Harry and restore order, and returning to the fold is what he wants. But more than likely, it will be rejected. The decision's not up to Charles. It's not up for Charles. He cannot just make all the decisions here. Final outcome. Final outcome. Final outcome. It will fail. Yep, you're going to have to glow down, son. Stay in the shadows. Stay in the shadows because it will be a fail trying to put you on the balcony, on the stage, standing next to the Emperor after everything. So sorry, son. It's an unfulfilling win here. For you. There is no true winning here with the Six of Wands. People are going to say no. You're going to be ignored. You're going to be ignored. I know you want attention as attention to heal yourself, but you're going to have to glow yourself down because everyone's going to see you as bad news. You're not popular. You went down the wrong road. You're not respected. You're disrespected. Because you disrespected your father, no one will glow you up. You have failed to try and win at life. You are considered a loser. You have not won anything. All your endeavors failed. Because everything failed, he wants to go back home to family. Because he has no true emotional growth. He doesn't understand himself. He never listened to therapists. He wouldn't listen to his father. He wouldn't listen to the people that loved him, that tried to guide him. But now he's had his wake-up call. And he wants to spark with ambition. I'm trying. Now I'm finally trying. This is very narcissistic energy, where I did what I did because I'm immature. And so I planned this darkness because of my own shame of not being considered important enough. I was always the bad apple in the family. Always the bad apple in the family, who's always was destined to be kind of the loser, who always had to be in the shadows, always wanting the limelight. You still have to stay in the shadows because of your low vibe behavior and the bad apple routine that you pulled on us, and the fact that you were cold and indifferent. Nothing was good enough when you did have it. When you did have it, it wasn't enough. You know, he had it, but it wasn't enough because he's always been lacking confidence in himself. He's always been doubtful. He's always made poor decisions. He's always been an unexpected issue. You know, he's always let down, let down, let down. Harry has always been the bad apple, the big letdown, and we're always having to decide what to do with Harry the loser. So Harry the loser is going to have to stay in the shadows. It's not going to change, but they're still going to attempt to heal him, try to help him to have a good time, and try to find emotional connection. He lacks emotional connection. Here, Four of Cups is not emotionally connected. They're refusing love. They're refusing love because they're so bored and disgusted. They're so stubborn. You know, they're always in pain. Oh, nobody loves me. There's always these domestic issues. He blamed the family. He blamed it on his father. Well, really, the energy was himself. It was always him all along. Always him. But it's that blaming others through that lack of emotional connection, lack of scapegoating other people, scapegoating his father, but now wanting his father. And now that he's not a father, well, okay, now I got to go back. I need my dad to restore order for me because nothing's coming in for me. Very petulant energy of the child who runs away. I screwed up. I failed. I'm a loser. I have to come back now. And now I'm forced to stay in the shadows when I never liked the shadows to begin with because I always never felt it was good enough anyways. So that's just too bad, Harry. Let's get to that next position. I'm going to pull these. He's at war. He's at war with the lack of inner peace, the strength in reverse. He basically used sheer force to try and get his way. Very reckless, low integrity and character. He was very loud and abrasive. He has no strength of the lion like the royal symbol. He's always been at war with the family. He's always been the one who was rough and harsh around the corners. And he's always been a control freak. A control freak in a war with himself. And he would break under pressure with that death in reverse. Basically, unbending individual. Harry's a very unbending individual. I've talked about that. Unbending means you break, which means a destruction of hope in terms of peace for Harry, because he's not going to get what he wants when it comes to the family. So basically, a very rigid individual who's a red flag individual with the death in reverse, very depressed, near-death, toxic individual who cannot change, will not change, complete war with himself, forces destruction because they're such a toxic individual, a low-vibe, sadistic, toxic individual who will always feel like a failure and never be harmonious with good judgment and starting new things. He will always try, but he will land on failure because he truly is a control freak of toxicity. Control freak and being at war with yourself is high narcissism traits. With low confidence and shame avoidance and blindfolded, blocking off his heart, not listening to wisdom, not taking anything, being stubborn, not making the right decisions. It sounds like it screams NPD. The fact that he's also an addict, I have to talk about this. What is it? Richard Gannon, who specializes in narcissism, says that addicts are one of the top 5 in terms of being narcissists. It's one of the very high traits of narcissism. Very likely to be a narcissist if you're an addict, because they're very self-pitying. What do we have? Self-pitying, shame. Nobody's good enough. I don't care. Nobody loves me. I'm a toxic individual. I'm constantly at war with myself because I'm a loser, because I have very low vibe energy and I can't spark anything for myself, and I blocked off my heart. Screams NPD here of self-pity, passive-aggressive, who has high NPD traits, which he does. We know when he flips off his empathy with that King of Cups in reverse, switching off his empathy, he goes dark. He splits. He disassociates. He becomes very dark. He gets narc amnesia. What did I do? I didn't do that. Did I do that? No, I didn't do that. Passive aggressive, deny, deflect, demean others. Very NPD. They have to wait until they're completely sober before they can do a final diagnostic criteria on them, so they can see if it was the alcohol, the addiction, or is it truly their core self. So he's probably had a wake-up call by getting a bit clean here, but he still suffers from not understanding, because he's got very low, he's not a bright guy. So he doesn't understand all the emotional stuff. He doesn't understand the human condition. He just simply doesn't get it. But he's aiming for healing with the father, but the father may be like, well, I know he's a manipulator. Harry's a manipulator, and he put his dad in reverse. And so trying to get that turned around of getting the acceptance, the emotional acceptance, is going to be a challenge, but he will be there as an emperor, as the King of England, but not so much emotionally available as the father, because Harry will never understand. That's the problem. He will always be that low vibe character in the family that will always be always a problem, just the bad apple of the family. And he's afraid of loss of life for Harry, because the Ace of Pentacles that I had on the table that was reversed is, and with that death card in reverse that I had, loss of life and suicide. He's a high risk of death and suicide and losing his son, and then he's going to feel like he wasn't a good father. So that's how I see it. Yeah, they're doing it because they know Harry is a risk to himself, so they have to jump in and save him. I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.